Hi, this is Heidi, episode 74, 5 Goal-Making Mistakes. Life isn't a spectator sport. Success comes to those who show up every day with a pocket full of courage, grit, and a little sparkle. I'm glad you're here. Hello. Happy New Year to you. Y'all, we made it here. We made it to 2021. The irony being that it feels a lot like 2020 did last week. I loved the meme I saw that said, 2021, we're expecting a lot out of you. So true. Now, I hope you had nice holidays and wherever you are that you're healthy. And I mean not just physically, but that you're also watching out for your emotional health. Seasonal depression is real, y'all. Combined with quarantine, uncertainty, this time can be hard. So please reach out to family, friends, to me. Ask for phone calls or video chats. Now, when this episode is released, we will be in the first week of the Lose 13 Pounds in 13 Weeks program, a group coaching program for women who want to understand why they overeat and learn to manage the struggle for good. I am quite ecstatic with the content of the classes, the worksheets, all of the hands-on support the women will get. A lot of us want someone to tell us what to do. So a lot of programs provide just that. And I've learned a lot from those programs. It's just that they don't address the mental and emotional components, which frankly are the root cause of all overeating. And this program places equal attention and support in those areas because it's not the food's problem and it's not your mouth's problem. Our mouth is just doing what it's supposed to do. We put food in it and it eats it. Our job is to use our brain to not put the food in our mouth. So join the group if you want to feel much more control, confidence, and calm this spring when hopefully we can all emerge from COVID. Let's hope, right? Today, I want to talk about 5 goal-making mistakes I see and I've experienced since it is New Year's and this is such a common time for everyone to be setting goals. Now, personally, I'm not into New Year's goals or such, mainly because I like to set goals all year. And also, I just see all of these mistakes and it turns me off from joining the hype this time of year. Okay, let's dive in. First, the biggest mistake is people set too big of goals. They aren't necessarily unrealistic. They can reach the goals, but our brain needs mini goals to get to the big goal. See, remember, our brains like reward. Our brains like the dopamine hit of success. It's hard for our brains to sustain the work of commitment and focus and determination and discomfort for so long without getting the reward. And with a goal too big, it's easy to subconsciously think we're failing. And guess what? As humans, we don't like to fail. Now, I love the book called Finish by Jon Acuff. I'm not sure I'm saying his name right. And in it, he talks about finishing a bunch of smaller goals to get to the bigger goal. Now, don't make writing a book a goal. Set a goal to write a chapter or to write every day for a week. Then our brain feels successful and finishes the smaller goal and has more momentum to write the next chapter or to write for another week. It's easy to set too big a goal in every area, but especially in weight loss. Maybe you want to lose 30 pounds. Set a goal to lose 5. What happens is you will reach that goal in obviously much shorter time, and then you set the goal for another 5 pounds. Again, you'll reach that again in shorter time, so you'll have the momentum behind you of reaching 2 micro goals. And you've established a pattern and evidence that you are someone who reaches their goals. You do what you say. Your brain likes that feeling. Now, this idea flows easily into the second mistake that we make when setting goals. Again, when we're going too big, we take on the perfectionistic mentality of all or nothing, or setting a goal of completely eliminating or restricting something pleasurable in our life. This looks like I'm going to give up all sweets for a month or for good, or I'm going to give up all social media, or giving up all of something, going to the gym every day. These sound like good goals. Lots of people will support you and tell you that they are worthy. The problem is often the behavior isn't sustainable, so our brains create so much tension and they feel so restricted. So all of these goals are out the window by February 1st, when instead a much healthier approach is to significantly reduce an activity or a food. My husband's a great example of this. Last week, he said he was going to eat a lot less bread. I'd say he's reducing it at least 75%. So his brain knows that it's going to get some bread. He's even just using small pita pockets. His brain doesn't feel incredibly deprived. And when it craves bread, he can tell his brain he'll have some later or the next day. The same with sweets, another common thing to cut down. I have a good friend who makes great cupcakes here in town. I just got her weekly email with the flavors, and she said up front that she sees a lot less orders in January each year. Now, just like the bread, if we completely eliminate something, our brain feels much more deprived and even will hyper-focus on that one thing. Do you notice you also create stories in your head around how sad it is that you can't have that thing? So our desire is inflated as well. A much healthier and way more sustainable approach is to say, like my husband did with the bread, set a goal to only have dessert once a week. Or twice a week, have some treat at a much more reasonable portion. Then when you have the craving, which is going to come, right? The craving comes, and I tell myself, yep, I know you want those chocolate chips. You can have some tomorrow or in 2 days. Don't worry, 2 days isn't that far away. Suddenly, I'm not feeling really deprived. I know I'll have them. This approach is sustainable for a lifetime. All or nothing eating is one of the reasons for yo-yo dieting, which wreaks havoc on our metabolism. So when we eliminate 80% of something, we're going to see huge improvement. I've never succeeded at eliminating all diet soda, but when I have the goal to replace 75% of diet soda with water, I am successful all the time. Same with social media for me. If you want a social media break, go for it. I have been much more successful giving myself strict limits, hiding the apps on my phone so I have to work to find them. Then I get the quick fix. I'm able to post my material. I can see what a few friends are doing, and then I'm off. So I get the pleasurable hit and I avoid the huge time and energy cost of being on it too much. Okay, the third mistake we make, we set the goal and we don't pay equal attention to the daily micro habits we need to do to support reaching the goal, even the micro goal. So a goal is out there. It's what we want sometime in the future. To reach it, usually we have to do a lot of little things to get there. We often have to change little things in our daily routine, family structure, because at first they might not support that. Right now, one of my sons has a goal for, ironically, the amount of goals he will hopefully set in the soccer season that, again, we hope will happen this spring. The micro goals and habits to support this are going to be running every day, getting the sleep he needs, being in the best shape he can be, probably less YouTube and Xbox. Each meal contributes to the goals that he will or will not make, actual real goals. Now, I have a personal goal to eat healthier meals, more fruits and especially vegetables, and pay attention to my nutrients. So I have to factor in time to go to the grocery store more often to get fresh items. Making a giant salad I want every day will take more time. I have to factor this in so I'm successful at reaching my long-term goal. Now, maybe your goal is exercising more. Have you factored in doing the laundry of dirty workout clothes, the time to drive to and from? Well, maybe that isn't an issue if you're doing it online. Have you made your phone or iPod easily charged and the sneakers easily accessible? Make sure the room you want to do it will be empty or usable when you plan to use it. Whatever your goal is, look at it like from a bird's eye view. What small habits and actions do you need to factor in to support the goal? If we do this, we encounter so much less resistance and we then become goal reachers. Okay, the fourth mistake is being in too much of a rush to reach the goal, putting pressure on ourselves to get there. Usually, this comes from the sentiment that we'll be happier or feel something different when we reach the goal. See, whatever we do accomplish at the end, we're really only going to feel proud or joy or satisfaction because of something we think. The goal is actually neutral. Finishing writing a book or hitting our goal weight or completing our college degree happens outside of us. These things can't make us feel anything. We feel proud because we'll think something like, I am so amazing for having accomplished this. In reality, there isn't better than here. There is no rush. In fact, the pressure and the rushed feelings are going to block out possible solutions and positive emotions we can feel today that will support our goals so much more. The rushed feelings are also about the future. Instead, our attention is much more useful being completely present, focusing on feeling proud today, or even just being present, maybe to handle the discomfort and the uncertainty and even doubt. Not resisting those emotions and knowing they're all emotions on the way to the goal is so helpful. Being too rushed doesn't allow us the flexibility we might need for the deadline we set. It sets us up for potentially feeling more failure, but most of all, we don't learn to be present every day and learn to create the feeling of success all along the way. Okay, the fifth mistake we make is we don't plan for failure along the way or plan for, quote, learning experiences. I'm actually doing a small talk to the youth in our area about this exact topic coming up. We need to anticipate ways in which we'll fail or fall down, and we need to create plans and visualize how we will overcome these. With my weight loss clients, early on, we create plans for how they handle overeating. It's going to happen. I want them to have a plan, to be prepared, to know how to talk to themselves, the importance of what they do the next day. It can't be a surprise. Any goal, any success is really built on small failures, learning how to do something. Just like toddlers learn to walk, the strength comes in standing back up. That builds the leg muscles. We have to practice talking encouragingly to ourselves, just like we do to toddlers who fall, so that we can get back up. No toddler fell and decided to stay down. They're not scared to fail again. Now, as I've grown my business, I've had to remind myself, well, I'm just trying this. Let's see if it works. Or I tell myself, I can always change direction at any time if this doesn't work. I don't do this in a pessimistic way or preparing for failure. These thoughts are now just so much a part of my mental ticker tape, so I know how to talk to myself when something doesn't work. The more we prepare for some failure, the more likely we are to reach our goals. We are way less likely to give up along the way. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you're in my free Facebook group, Lose Weight and Gain Confidence with Heidi. I've done free classes there, and I have many more challenges planned. Y'all focus on small, sustainable changes. We're all not in any rush. I promise you, here is just as amazing and uncomfortable as there is. Now, sign up now if you want to join our group and lose 13 pounds in 13 weeks. Go to HeidiBenjaminson.com. A confident mother is the greatest gift to her family, not a perfect mother. Your family wants you to feel confident, anchored, and calm. I can guide and coach you to uncover this beautiful version of yourself. Have a great week.